How you doing, Rob? What up, dude, Rave? Any hit and redeems? I never make good channel point rewards. I'm gonna have to figure that out someday. How's it going, everybody? There we go. All right, let's ride. So we got some healer changes. Oh my god, where am I? Oh, I'm inside my thing. So we actually got some healer changes. The disc boycott, dude. They just gotta buff penance damage, man. Get me out of this dot prison. Get me out of this dot prison. We have been... we're at 8 and 9 mythic now, and like I am over sniping executes. It happens so often that the evokers are using, I think it's upheaval or whatever it is. It like knocks mobs up in the air. They're using that all the time when a mob is at like low HP and I'm trying to snipe and execute. It drives me insane. It's so weird because since you're talking about the direct healing buffs, Holy's kind of like overweight. I guess. Yo, John, thank you for the 114 months in a row. Holy shit, dude. And the tier 3. How you doing, man? It's so weird because Holy Priest does so much direct output, and then when you're in a raid with so much ticking healing, it's actually just a formula to just overheal a bunch. It's so weird. So having like an aura buff to all your spells kind of doesn't help when everything is like low to mid levels of tick damage. It's very, very strange. And then like disc does a bunch of tick healing because you have so much output coming from your dots, you know. The only thing that's really like pushing up like rapid atonement output is like executes while you're munching like 6 seconds of dot or whatever it is at once, right? It's very, very strange. Very, very strange. The buff to Holy isn't even enough. They need to add a 1 to the start of that number. Yeah. I feel like they would have done it better if they targeted buffs in a better format. Hey, meta. That's the thing, like, I don't really want Holy Priest to do a ton of palm healing, but that would actually be a really good way to make the spec better in the environment that we're in, right? That's where I'm like really, really conflicted about it. Dude, Void Weaver's getting gunned down. Holy shit. Most of the time, these nerfs, they affect Void Weaver like twice as much as they would with Oracle, right? Yeah, that's the problem, Rob. Like, buffing Cosmic Ripple by 80% would actually be good for their performance, but I think it'd be kind of shit for the, you know, the playstyle. Yep. Gotta love it, man. Yeah, I mean, a lot of... oh, trust me, Wolf. So many people ask me all the time, like, can I play Oracle? Can I play Oracle? Can I play Oracle? And I'm like, it's just a lot worse. It's just a lot worse. Back to Shadow and Oracle ain't fun. I feel like a Shadow Priest playing Oracle disc. Hey, Grimmy. Been a minute. Thank you for the 39 months. How you doing? I don't know why our text-to-speech isn't working today. I'll go refresh it. Maybe that'll fix it. But yeah, dude, I'm like, we're on Lura progression, and you know the matrices starts, and it's like spinning all around. I'm immediately trying to snipe and execute there. Ads on Bellaren. I try to snipe them before they die. They die, they turn into eggs. I try to snipe executes on the eggs. It's ridiculous. Vicino, thank you for the 7 months, dude. Welcome back. Yeah, there is so much of that right now. Link post? Yeah, sure. Yep. Holier disc better in keys. You tell me, Jinx. I think it's disc. But after these changes, Probably still disc. I think everybody's done 19s at this point. None of the changes make you want to gear any of your healers. What have you been playing? What do you think you'd like playing? Probably Druid. Druid or maybe Pally after these changes. Yeah. Holy, I kind of think they should have buffed more of... I mean, that's why I'm always so conflicted, man. It would be better if they buffed passive healing directly. I think that's where it would have helped a lot. Because I think what happens a lot is you'll see just a ton of overheal. Let me find a log to show you. Let me find a log. Oh my goodness. My body tells me no. Oh. Let's try this. Holy Priest, Light Blinded Vanguard. Yeah, he's like really sparing with his overheal. He's really low on his overheal for Poe here. Which is like basically what has to happen in order for the spec to do like really, really well. You know, you have these huge heals, like Prayer of Healing's direct output on its like the one targeted hits is doubled, right? Compared to the cleave. So that does a ton, Serenity does a ton, and you have to be like super, super careful to not like overheal too much because the spells can get like very, very heavy. But that's what's gonna like make Holy look a lot worse on the first couple of boss fights. Because Holy's healing is so focused on this direct output that you look at like, I don't know, statistics on Veracious, and like Holy drops off a fucking cliff because it has so much direct output. It doesn't do anything with like passive output, you know? So just having like a straight up aura buff, yeah, you're elevating everything, but a lot of the like healing profiles are not very conducive to what Holy Priest brings. Yeah, and Shadowmen is... I don't know why they buff Shadowmen. I feel like that overheals a bunch, too. Don't think Blizzard realizes Sky Fury and Mark do more damage than any other healer? Yeah, they're like, yeah, the 30% for Shaman fixes it. Yeah, Imperator as well, Wolf. Same thing. Same thing. What up, Coffee? Yeah, figure better late than never. Figure better late than never. Yeah. Yeah, Disc is still doing defensive penance. It's keeping most of the playstyle the same. I know that they're going to explore some different builds, like the Priest Theory Crafters and stuff, but I don't really expect much to change out of this. You know, you might see more people going into like the shield playstyle with M+, but it still has mana problems. It still has a lot of mana problems. And like they just didn't buff direct penance for whatever reason, you know? Yeah, I don't think you could get away with a shield build in raids. I don't think you could. Yep. You just get annihilated. You don't need single target healing, you need AoE, which they'd focus on Light of Dawn and the healing absorb talent. I just don't know why they won't make Empyrean Legacy better for Paladins. I mean, you could argue that they're kind of doing that but I think the way they're doing that is really poor. So like increasing the greater judgment absorb, I think is the worst way to do it. Because for one, this healing isn't that like helpful. It gets absorbed by like tank auto attacks, you know, it absorbs that damage. So one, the healing side doesn't feel that effective or helpful. And then for another, you want your spenders to feel better. I get it, you know, you start buffing this stuff, but if you want people to use judgment, and you want to make spenders feel better, Imperial Legacy is just like the one thing you just buff, right? Running like Searing Light and stuff, Body Punch. I'm sure there's some people doing it, but it's not as effective as your other options. I thought they changed the name of the Temporal Anomaly thing, Amish. Like they made Temporal Anomaly like a new spell that casts on people. Yeah. Baxi, thank you for the 3 months. Seraphic Barrier? Maybe like a farm kind of thing. But I never like those talents which are like, it removes the healing and then just makes it an absorb, you know? You just get and absorb. I don't know about a raid stream tonight. We'll see. I've been slammed with meetings all day. Lordy, thank you for the prime. I mean, we'll probably be comfortable running Paladin on like Lura Prog and everything like that. It's you know, it helps kind of thing, but don't expect it to be like crushing it in raids. I think it'll be continuously like really good in keys. This is like the nice side effect is that keys for Pally just gets better and better and better. Buff Prez and nerf your monk. Oh yeah. Well, they buff like Resto Druid damage, and it's basically just their caster damage for people who really wanted to play caster Druid. Yeah. Do you feel like they're moving towards the tier build with monk? I thought you would still just run that if you had more single target. I see meetings. Do you have a day job too? On top of being the healer fountain of knowledge? No, more of meetings with a doctor's appointment, and then I had a work meeting for content creation stuff. If there's nothing happening, Chris, you could use offensive penance to spread your dots. But I don't run the dot spread talent in dungeons, and in raids, I only situationally run dot spread. Like I run dot spread talents when I play on paladins because I'll spread them during downtime. I don't think I really run the dot spread in any other fights. Yeah, I don't really think I run it on any other fights. I feel like Pally gets a lot better for keys. But I feel like they already were kind of in that position. Double dot spread is nice, but it costs so many talent points, man. It costs so many talent points. But a Prez get hit with a drive-by nerf. I feel like Mistweaver deserved a higher nerf, and Prez, I don't even know if I would really say it deserved much. I'm glad that they nerfed the mana cost or reduced the mana cost of Verdant Embrace. I actually just, I wish they would have made it like 50% or something like that. Mistweaver is very strong, yeah. Mistweaver just does a bunch of spew healing. And that's what has been like really, really good for a lot of like world first and rating progression has been the healers that do a lot of like spew, spread healing, lots of hits, like lots and lots of hits, but for low value. That's kind of what I think like the spew sort of is. So like some people will be like, oh, well, like Disc Atonement doesn't feel that good unless you hit execute. But it's actually that you have so much dot value, your like Shadow of Pains, that it kind of smooths out. It kind of smooths out your healing profile. You know, Shaman any good now? I mean, kinda. If the buff Shaman's gonna go on top of M+, yeah, Sky Fury's good, man. Sky Fury's good. Where's the notes? I was looking at Wowhead. Go to Wowhead, scroll down. Holy Pally's getting buffed. Class tuning with patch 1205 next week. There you go. There you go. Oh, did I just miss? Ocelis, thank you for the 3 months. Let's go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you again, Lordy. Thank you again. One week left with Void Weeder keys. Yeah, pretty much. Enjoy it while you can. Enjoy it while you can. I mean, Pally's going to be good enough for my guilds to bring them on Lura Prog and everything. But we were already kind of doing that anyway, because we also just need to do a lot of single target healing to the seeds. I'll play both Celtic. I think Shaman's going to be really strong in keys. I think Pally's going to be really strong in keys. Druid already was strong in keys. Yeah. They're in a weird spot with Shayloon's gift. They're only like nerfing the cloud gen when like previously they just kind of got pushed into being the single target healer. Does it make sense they give so little room for display different styles? Because they don't have any independent tuning. Like they don't adjust tuning for dungeons versus raids for talents. So it's just like they determine a raid build, and that kind of trickles down into the M+ playstyle. It's not that way for every healer, but a lot of healers have like very little daylight between their raid and M+ builds compared to like previous expansions where they'd be entirely different. Yeah. It's very strange. This changes. I don't know why they buffed Shadow Mend. That spell, I mean, I guess it makes sense because they had to buff it with Flash Heal, but this spell just overheals all the time. I don't think there's any point in buffing Radiance or Plea. Those abilities already don't do any healing. Very, very weird. Personally, I just want them to kill the Execute playstyle in general. I'm 8 and 9 Mythic playing Disc on, and I'm so tired of sniping Executes. I'm so tired of hitting the Execute button. One pre-spec was for keys, the other for raid. I might enjoy that for like a season. But long term, that would suck. Long term, that would suck. So M+ is looking for much Shaman meta after the buffs, yeah. I think Paladin's gonna be really good in keys. You know, Paladin's like... Paladin and Raid, it's like if you have a purpose for it, then it's worth. Like if you're bringing it on Lura to heal seeds, or you're bringing it on Crown of the Cosmos or Paladins to heal absorbs, like it's helpful for your team. But a lot of these other like open, especially the first few boss fights, they're just gonna look like shitty no matter what. Hannah, thank you for the 3 months. And they're largely gonna do that because there's so much consistent tick damage that makes up the entirety of your output, and the overheal is just getting ridiculous. Like going through Reclear yesterday, and the overheal just like went through the roof. I think even on Light Blind it went through the roof too. Yeah, this is 12:05. This is next week. Yeah. Light Blind wasn't too bad, but man, you went to like I mean, Verazian 40-50%. That's the problem, like the damage on a lot of these fights. 40, high 30s. Yeah. 30s. It's very, very strange when you drop like 10% overheal. Probably overheal a lot in Crown of the Cosmos with the early phases too. Yeah. I feel like the overheal in the early phases is really, really nasty. Yeah, it's like 40%, 30%. Long time, Celtic. Love Raiden and Plus. Want to play a God Healer? Doesn't need to be Abyss. Thinking of Shaman? That's probably a really good choice right now. Getting a healing buff on top of bringing Sky Fury. You can just ignore this whole damage stuff. Sky Fury is plenty of damage. Sky Fury is plenty of damage. Guardian's already rising in M+, so getting buff, which opens a spot for Shaman if Monk's getting nerfed. Yeah. I think so far there's like a good amount of healer variety. Oh, do I think the new Judgment buff makes Judgment worth pressing? Yeah, I do. I do. It also helps that a lot of Paladin's talents are really bad. Like when you're looking at some of the builds, you still have to. Where is it? Oh, are they not even running Raid Herald Season 1? Yeah. That was the one I was thinking of. What was the one I was thinking of? Honestly, they might be getting out of Divine Overload as well. You don't want to be in a situation where that's just slamming a trillion overheal all the time. But I mean, you have like Rising Sunlight, Empyrean Legacy, a lot of talent like Truth Prevails, which are like all kind of mediocre. It's all like pretty, This change is basically better spot healing, lower AoE, or healing overall. More or less. I mean, it just further kills Voidweaver. This Killer for Seat 15. Allura, they could not keep us alive even though all our defenses are on cooldown. Yeah, Allura's annoying because you just have to pop every single cooldown, pain sups, uppies, evangelism, everything. when you're not in execute. And then you gotta hope you push into execute on the first burn. And then you'll be fine. Yeah. Pally does Lightsmith and Keys. I think they're still Herald and Raids. Yeah. Holy has really good output in M+. It might even be better output than Disc after the changes. I don't know. Maybe. The problem is Holy is super, super vulnerable. Like, it just explodes to damage. I think that's a big problem. I think it's healing. I think Holy's healing will be better. But it's also just like, you give up pain subs, you give up absorbs, you give up so many different things that help keep you alive in dungeons. Yeah. Just want to avoid blast? Blizzard said no. Yep. You just don't have like as good of tools to help keep people alive. Your answer to your problems is to like muscle heal more. You know? You just gotta heal harder and harder and harder. And is weak in M+ versus the other ones? Yeah, Holy definitely is. Because you're very cooldown centric. You're very, very cooldown centric as Holy Priest and Keys. How you doing, Sin? So when you don't have Halo or you don't have Apotheosis, you're just smashing Pose or smashing Flash Heals to try to keep people alive, and you can just light your mana bar on fire in the process. It gets very, very frustrating. Yep. But I think it'll help a little bit. Like, again, buffs are buffs, right? Buffs are buffs. I mean, Holy Priest, I think, has done 18s. I want to say they're on, like, the lowest list on Archon right now. Well, they've done 19s. Yeah, they've, like, done 19s. So it's not like any spec is, like, bad right now, you know? Halo is a better HPS cooldown than Apotheosis. They're both good in different ways. I think Halo helps you blast big AoE faster because of the surge procs. So I really want rotational changes, and I don't think we're getting it out of what they're giving us right now. Like, this might push up a shield build a little bit more, but then the shield build still has problems. You know, you just boom yourself really, really fast. So some people might still run for the squid build or something like that instead. Yeah. Let's implement DR in a Holy Priest kit somehow. I'd love that. I'd love that. Nerf to Prez, they're already mid in keys. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was even like the overall stats showing Prez was popping off, but there's so many fights where like Prez kind of has a lot of value eroded for it. You know, it's just, it doesn't do anything. Light Blinded Vanguard for the absorbs at all. You know, it's not really doing anything for Beleren for you at all. Right? Yeah, I think Pally's good in keys. Chunks, think of the 57 months. Raids, I think you'll feel good if you have a purpose. And by purpose, I mean if you have healing absorbs to smash the Holy Light button into. You know? That's kind of just your role. Your healing is so, like, overweight to the absorbs. Like, if you're not just smashing heal absorbs the entire time, you're hitting that Holy Light button and wondering, like, what the heck is going on? Like, what is the point? Yeah. Gotta love it. I do think Disc will still be one of the better raid healers. Yeah, I mean, I think a 6% nerf is not gonna knock him off the perch of being one of the top dogs. It's just like, I don't want to look at every single fight because so many of these early fights are just garbage. You know, but like Light Blind Vanguard, this one makes sense. You dot spread and you get crazy execute. Yeah, of course you crank. You know, but like Disc is also just crushing it on Crown of the Cosmos. Well, I think some of these logs are also when they leave one ad alive, which is some of the cheesiest shit, but it's so good. You can have these phase 2 ads. You can keep them in execute the entire time as long as you don't push an arrow through them. It actually just crushes. Yeah. Oh, glad to hear it, Josh. Welcome in, man. Doesn't it appear? Yeah, nobody's killed Crown of the Cosmos as a Holy Priest. I might have to next week. I might have to do a reclear as Holy Priest. Take advantage of those buffs, man. Yep. But yeah, I think that stats this season, I would really only look at like Light Blind, Crown, and then Battlerun at like Midnight Falls, you know? But you don't really have that much Battlerun data right now. So is that a real strat? It's a pad strat. It's a pad strategy. But yeah, I'm not worried about Discount raids. It's still gonna be excellent. I guess I'm worried about like the future, you know, another raid where you don't have every single boss fight with like execute value, you know? Because like one big advantage on Lightblind Vanguard is that you can push one of these bosses to 20% pretty quick. And you, in fact, are incentivized to do so because the Paladin pops wings and he takes more damage while also dealing more damage. So you put the Rep Pally to 20% pretty fast, and you have like 2 or 3 minutes of the fight where he's an execute, which is enormous. And then you're just, by the time that he dies, then the other ones are an execute, and then you're chilling. You know? Wheel and Woe to be the play. Not for rating, but for M+, yeah. Problem is just the mana. And then it's like, the shield build might do a little more healing, but it's also way worse for mana, so you kind of have to like pick and choose from there. But I could see that being the case, yeah. It's a good time for me to make another short about the shield build and everything, that's for sure. I would say for 10s and 12s, it's probably just better for you to straight up run the shield build, though. Because, yeah, mana's pain and everything like that, but you'll hopefully have some time to drink. So, just in Holy and Raids. Holy kind of has a Paladin problem. Holy Priest kind of has a problem like Paladins, where you do so much, like, direct output and not much, like, passive output, that a lot of times, you know, in Lightblind Vanguard, it's Searing Radiance. On Imperator, it's the Dark Upheaval. There's so many mechanics in these raids, right? You can go to like every single boss fight and you can look at all the mechanics on these boss fights where it's just like, this activates ticking damage on the whole raid for 30 seconds, right? What is it even called? Well, it's kind of the Void Breath ticking for like 20 seconds there. You have the slams. Saladar, you see it with just... No, Twisting Obscurity, 36-second dot. Imperator Aversion. This is... I think this is also like 30 seconds. I don't know if it specifically says. You know? You just get these like long periods of like high tick damage. And like, how does Holy Priest heal that? Palm? But like your prayer of healing is too heavy of a button to heal that effectively, right? And then like Holy Priest, when it comes to this fight, to Light Blind... You can kind of have time to cast like 2 pose every Sacred Toll. But you don't really do enough for the healing absorbs. You do like a decent job with healing absorbs. But you're not a Paladin. You're not a Mistweaver. So it's kind of like Holy Priest's healing profile is in between Pally and Monk, which can be like really single target heavy. And then, you know, like Druid... or Monk when they're not playing a single target build, and Prez and Disc where it's like a lot of ticking healing. Holy's kind of like in between, you know? And that's the thing, Mavi, is that's supposed to be what Mastery is going to do. And like it does a decent job, but it's not as insane. Yeah. Holy Priest cranks a lot of healing in M+. It cranks a ton of healing in M+. You could... run like Shadow Fiend, and then you would, I mean, if you're running Wheel and Woe Thor, you need to run Eternal Barrier. Next week, Flora. Yeah. You have to put a big heal into them before the Mastery works. And then, yeah, the big heal, you gotta worry about that too. Yep. 3K the Monk, debating Pally, Shaman, or Priest heals next. I think Shaman or Pally would be good choices. Yeah. Yeah, there's like flex rating coming for Mythic Coffee. I saw that. Yeah. The 2 Holy Priests are in the 0.1% range. Dude, there were some seasons, Mo, where there was 0. I had a season where I was playing Holy and Disc together, and I got to like rank 3 Holy Priest, and it was still like 100 points out of title range. Palm's just not strong enough, Baboon. They nerfed it in beta. But like its healing profile would be good, but it just doesn't do enough healing. The numbers are not high enough, you know? The numbers are just not high enough right now. That's the big problem. I might rip a recording. I might rip a recording and everything like that. There kind of is like an atonement modifier. It's weird this time around, though. It's not quite the same. Just for getting nerfed, not surprised. Or Prez or Druid. Eh. I mean, at least healer balance is better than what the tanks are bringing to the table, though. I was saying before that, like, Disc is still going to own in raids. It's going to, like, cut them down a bit in keys, of course, but they're trying to have the Void Shield stuff to offset it. Maybe you just run, like, a shield focus build in keys, and you'll be fine. Warcraft logs balance notes, yeah. Honestly. I'm kind of surprised that Prez does as well on logs as it did on Lightblind. It feels like it just... Maybe it does really well if you don't have, like, Disc or something like that? I don't know. I think it kind of operates in that same same niche on that fight. Feel like it kind of does. Top 2 healers that run in both content types. I think you're still running Disc and Mistweaver because they kind of cover for each other and their like deficiencies really well. I mean, like Prez is still good, but I think what Prez doesn't do anything different really than Disc or have if like stronger resources, I guess. Yeah. I wish we would move away from expiation, but I doubt it. I doubt it. They need a buff like penance damage in order for that to happen. Yeah. You grieve from playing Holy in raids? No, unless you're in like a top 20 world guild or top 50 world guild or something like that. I would say top 50. Like if you're top 50, you should probably be pushing Fodom. But if you're not top 50, you just need to be the best like player that you can be. A lot of times I've seen logs of people in Hall of Fame guilds who either are not great raiders, they kind of like die to stuff a lot and they just do a bunch of healing, and they also do a bunch of self-healing because they stand in a lot of stuff, or they're not great at optimizing their output. You know, there's so many times where they're missing casts, missing globals, things like that, and that also causes, you know, that also causes problems in raid as well. Barely CE guild and your raider's been pushing to swap disc. That's silly. That's silly. You just need, like, especially in your position, if you're a guild that just gets CE and, like, you get it when you get it kind of thing, you need to have 20 people that show up and prepare for a raid fight more than you need to chase Fodom. Oh my god. Damage tuning is really weird because Mark of the Wild, Sky Fury contribute a massive amount of your output, like a ridiculous amount of your like party's output, you know, much more than like personal damage does. So TLDR on disc, still good in raids. Maybe you run shield build and keys. I'm so tired of the execute expiation build. I want them to buff penance damage. I want them to buff penance damage. How's it going, Mr. Gray? My guild's still progressing. I don't know. What are we currently? We're still working on Lura. We killed Bella Ren, World 44th. And now we're working on Midnight Balls. Voidweaver gets crushed, Sulfi. Like a 14% nerf or something like that. Can we start Cal on the preservation train? Oh, there we go. I would love to get Kalamazoo healing, man. Oh, yeah, expiation felt better to Kov when you had double Mind Blast cooldowns. And you could munch up a lot that way, but it was also a ridiculously convoluted damage rotation back then. It was also so convoluted. Yeah, I've actually been turning off my music when I've been raiding lately, and I've just been listening to like the in-game music, and it's been actually quite good. I think you wheel and woe in keys. I don't think you do it in raids though, Exodus. Yeah. A human individual. Thank you for the prime. Shaman's very good in raids. Or sorry, in keys, excuse me. Shaman's very good in keys. I think in raids, a little bit better, but not really changing up what's going on here. You move them up a couple notches. You move the other guys down a little bit, but there's still kind of a wide-ass gap. There's still kind of a wide-ass gap, you know? But this damage buff, I mean, it doesn't really mean anything. Healing buff feels like it actually helps more for keys. Yep. Easy healer play, Shaman. Easy. Like, don't even worry about this chart if you're not in like a top 50 world guild or something like that. Because this assumes the top range for players, you know? If you are an above average holy priest, you're going to beat the average druid or average monk or whatever it is, you know? Yeah. Do I have any opinions about Mistweaver being able to do 70k DPS and we're stuck at like 30? Oh, not really. Not really, because your damage contributions for like Shaman and Druid are also with your buffs. It's Sky Fury, it's Mark of the Wild, the stuff like that, you know? Yep. It's like a 6% nerf to Oracle or something like that. It's like a 6.5% was the number I saw out of the Priest Discord and everything like that. Yeah, it's right here, Rhett. Say not bringing meaningful damage to keys is disc. I get that. I don't think that personal healer damage is like that big of a deal for timing and not timing keys, but I understand the argument of like wanting to do more damage. They just don't really seem to agree, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah, I think Shaman's gonna bang in keys after these changes. I don't know why this max key is not accurate, but it is not. But I mean, Shaman's gonna bang, especially in keys. Our Druid already was. I don't know. I didn't really feel like Prez needed that much of a nerf, but I don't think it's also going to be that big of a deal for them in a dungeon environment, because a lot of Prez's healing in dungeons comes from Golden Hour. You reverse so much damage, and of course it scales based on the damage they take. So I think Prez will still be fine. Load up to 12s and Totemic's fine. Yeah, Totemic's great. Saying your key complained about the Shaman's damage. Shadowlands broke people's brains. It really did, man. It really did. Now, I get the argument if you have fun dealing damage, because I do too, right? But when the group is like getting on you of like, oh my god, your healer damage, like, oh my god, people are fucking insane, man. Drives me crazy to think about. I'm like, bro, you got 10 or 12 other problems that are much more of a big deal than your healer doing a little bit of extra damage. Yeah. I did a 0 to hero on Druid in Dragonflight, and all I did was press Sunfire as I learned how to play Druid. Because that was the first, like, serious time that I did it. And nobody said anything. So, but I've definitely, like, seen people talk about it, heard stories, people talking about it and everything like that. Yeah. Druid's pretty fun. I think Druid's pretty fun now. It's the opinion on the Holy Armor set, like the Transmog? I don't really like the purple. I don't know. I like the heroic one, though. Normal one's pretty good. Hellfire's solid. My problem is they keep on giving the good stuff to the elites. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Other healers blame healers for not dealing damage. Yeah, that's what I said on the bench, Yi. Is it's like a Mean Girl situation where like other healers will watch healer streams and be like, oh, they don't do enough damage. As like a way to be like, I'm better than you. Yeah. I see that all the time. Battle Visage on Evoker is gonna own. See, Evoker shouldn't be worried about anything else. Don't worry if your class gets nerfed. At least you don't have to be a dragon anymore. Yep. Oh, Monk's still gonna own. I think Monk's still gonna own. I don't think a 5% buff's gonna keep him down. Oh, that's PvP. Yeah. Range Mistweaver still banned. True. To the gulags. To the gulags. Well, if you want to be a dragon, you can go be a dragon. The rest of us, oh yeah. We don't have to worry. We don't have to worry. HPAL? I think it's gonna be good in keys. In raids, like, it's gonna feel good in the times where you have a specific role for the paladins. Like, Pally feels rewarding when you can just sit it on a crystal or a healing absorb, and you just say, just go take care of that. Yeah. And so, like, from a do you have a role in the raid perspective, I think my guild's gonna bring Pally to our Lura progression and stuff, and so we're around like world 40th right now. And so I'm sure our Pally's gonna enjoy that, but don't expect it to be like top HPS or something. Holy Priest never gets real changes, Dan. It really does not, dude. It really does not. Yeah. Yeah, I will have updates and stuff knocked. I'll have updates coming. Was Blizz all of a sudden love Mistweaver? Their dev has been that way since like Dragonflight. They get some like last minute saving grace, you know? And that's the thing is like Pally will have a niche, which is important, but their niche is not doing max healing. It is healing one or two targets a lot. Don't get the diss changes. Yeah, they're kind of lost. I don't know who is still trying to fight to keep the execute build alive. But they should really stop it. They should really stop it. Can we get one of the bad devs on druids? You want the die? Yeah. Bro, Clandon, I don't know if you hate Aug Evokers yet. I think it's called Upheaval. What's the Evoker ability that shoots mobs into the air? I can't tell you how many times I have mobs at like 20% or 30% or anything like that, and then they get knocked up into the air, and I'm fucking, it's like I'm duck hunting. And I'm like, whew, just trying to like snipe and execute before it falls back to the earth and dies. Yeah. Same one like this iteration of Disc. Why are they doubling down on this? I don't know. This is like the one raid where it could be good, you know, having a shitload of ads everywhere for you to snipe executes. But as we get more gear, those ads die faster. We're getting less executes. We'll probably still do good output, but like the enjoyment is just going to collapse, you know. It's satisfying when you can snipe a bunch of executes, but oh my god, is it a pain in the ass. And also that, Clinton, yeah, where it's like, hey, what was it, a double-digit nerf for Voidweaver a couple weeks back? Now another double-digit nerf. Woo! Yep. Yep. Yeah, here's the changes, guys. I'll pin it as well. Yep. Wildstalker damage work with Boomkin spells? Yeah. The challenge, though, is you're not going to do max DPS out of it. Because when you play Wildstalker, it wants you... Tomorrow? Yeah, sounds good. I should be around before stream. Wildstalker wants you to, like, munch on... Where is it? When Bloodseeker Vines... Oh, yeah, when you Ferocious Bite a target with Bloodseeker Vines, basically. Yeah. So, if you want to do more damage as Wildstalker, you'd have to be in cat form. But it's kind of twofold, though. But if you really care about doing damage, you would be in cat form anyway. Right? You could basically just, like... You could run Keeper, I guess. But also, you could run Wildstalker and only have it affect your healing, and then you could just sit there in Wrath and Starfire or whatever, I guess, if you really wanted to. Yep. But no, you don't have your like hero talent stuff. You don't have your Bloodseeker Vines applied through any caster damage. DPS and Bareform to make people mad. I thought you were memeing about the execute build being a shitty playstyle. That stuff's atrocious. Yeah. And like, I did not think it was going to be a high performing playstyle. And then it turned into a raid where you have executes all over the place. But I feel like that having that happen in another raid again is like lightning striking the same spot twice. Well. I didn't see that, Castile. I didn't see it. Oracle non-po in your 13s and 14s is chill. Yeah, it just falls off. The thing with Oracles, it just falls off. I like higher level content. Like, I think I did a 17 or 18 in beta with Oracle, and I just was like ooming myself, mashing flash heals because I just needed more healing, you know? Yeah. Why was VE 10% mana as Prez, and why did it take this long to fix? I kind of feel like they didn't go far enough with the VE mana cost reduction. Gaze of the Onseer is great for Disc and Holy. Yeah. I think it's like 3rd or 4th best for Disc or something like that. It's not your absolute best, but it's very good. Yeah. I kind of feel like the Verdant Embrace mana cost is also kind of not enough. The gameplay of like keeping up your Verdant Embrace healing over time from Chrono Warden to give you a haste buff to kind of work off the haste buff was pretty cool gameplay, but you can't interact with it that much when it costs a crazy amount of mana and you need the mana to actually apply your echoes, right? Yeah, literally, like what they should be doing with Paladin is literally just making Empyrean Legacy fucking work. They want to elevate Judgment's role rotationally. Well, don't make Judgment worth pressing by having it absorb a bunch of tank hits. Make Judgment activate another spender so that you're hitting multiple spenders at once, and then your spenders are going to feel more satisfying because you're hitting 2 at once. Whoa, novel. How interesting. I think that in order for Holy Priest to kind of move up in ranks and everything, you need to have the spec bring some kind of survivability tool to the group. How you doing, Pika? Like, Holy Priest brings really good healing to dungeons. The challenge is, like, mana is an issue, and then not really bringing anything that helps the team survive. Yeah. Yeah, you're free res. True. When you randomly explode. I will say your defenses are better than War Within. Holy Priest defenses in War Within were awful. Yeah. Yeah, I think Pally's going to do really well in Keys. I think Pally's going to do really well in Keys. Druid already is. Shaman already is and continues to do so. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you see like a more fleshed out S tier with Druid, Shaman, and Paladin. Hey, free res zones, man. You just got to take advantage of it. Remember you watched you stack Verse just to live last season, get one shot? Yeah, it sucked. It sucked, man. Was GA and Restitution on the same choice node? It used to be that Restitution was at the bottom of the tree. So this is an improvement. But having both would be really nice. Yep. So you're impressed taking an L in Keys as a raid? Yeah. I think Pally would be very good in Keys, yeah. Like I said, I think the 3 S tiers would probably be like Druid, Shaman, Paladin. Those I think are going to be like the big dogs. No. No offensive penance. I don't think. I mean, we'll wait for the official numbers and everything like that. I'm sure the Theory Crafters are going to be working on it tomorrow, but I doubt it, unfortunately. Yep. Yep. How do you feel about Blizzard reusing the same set bonuses over and over? Think they're copping out, not branching out, making them more unique? I don't really expect much out of the first tier sets of the expansion, Phoenix. I do have higher expectations for the second and third tiers though, but I don't. They often make some like just barely good enough or reuse tier set bonuses or whatever. I think my policy is like if they haven't used it in like 2 expansions, I don't mind if they reuse it. Yeah. I mean, some of them are the same but packaged differently, where it's like you have longer atonement duration. Well, sometimes that comes from radiance duration, sometimes that comes from single target atonements. Or Pally, Arsham, H Priest. I think we'll switch off Wildstalker for keys for MSS and balance stuff. I don't think so. I think they're just trying to make it more of an option for people who really want it. I feel like being the cat is going to do more damage, but if they wanted people to like, there's always the demand that people do not want to go into cat form at all, and so I think that's where they're kind of like offering up the option. So, more effective in AoE healing in raids with shaman, yeah, absolutely. All the passive healing out of your totems and stuff, absolutely. You just don't really get good AoE at all, really, out of playing with Palar. You press light on an M+. No. It's kind of like an all or nothing thing with debuffs right now, Harry. They keep on messing with Dander's Strain, but like healing add-ons in general, they keep on messing with. Yeah. What up, Zoo? How you doing? How much haste for this shield build? Just get more. Yeah, a lot of haste. You want more penance casts, and penance is a hasted cooldown. Your dots are also still really valuable. Yeah. Yeah, I think you'll still see Lightsmith overtake Herald in M+. Finished all the exams. Let's go. Congrats. What's more fun? Fuck this. I'm re-rolling. I've really been enjoying Prez. I've been playing that as like my main alt for split runs and stuff. It's been a lot of fun. I feel like at some point this expansion they are gonna buff up Prez enough. I think they're gonna buff up Prez enough to make it into a meta healer. It may not be this season, but I think it'll be one of these seasons this X-Pack. So yeah, I've done some like 10s and 12s as Prez, but I really am just like kind of treating it as an alt right now. When raid prog ends, then like I haven't even really started like pushing keys. I got 117. Yeah. I've just been focusing on raid. Yeah, the TA change is gonna own, dude. It's gonna own. Speaking of keys, though, let's see if we can do some. So I have not done any this week. I have not done any. What do I even need? It's probably for keys. Yeah, for an attic. In raids, it's kind of just you sit there and you heal the absorbs. You sit there and you just go heal those absorbs, buckaroo. Oh. I was wondering. Yeah, just rewind like 5 minutes or something like that. I was going over all the changes not long ago. Let's see. Look, be good. What's more fun, Evoker or Shaman? I would say Evoker. Yep. I think it's like Druid, Shaman, Paladin, and M+, after all these changes, are all going to be really, really good. You just got to find a way to gear your Paladin through raids. Yep. But I have Raider IO disabled because I was raiding. There's no point to have Raider IO on. It costs like a little bit of memory, but when I'm raiding for 4 hours, there's no point for it, so I just turn it off in raids. Yeah. Hard enough for mischievers to find groups with all the fought on brews. Yeah, that's always the issue, right? Whenever there's just the spec sharing, or one spec is better in that class. All right. What are we getting invited to? I think this is Pit, right? Let me get my dispel. Oh, for adjusting the size, it's called Move Any. Yeah. And then you just right click the title bar and you just slide it left or right. It's a little janky, but it does work. And it allows you to move anything. Best talent setup? I think so, yeah. I mean, you could also run the shield build, but I think it comes with some more problems. Also, since we're running Pit of Sauron, you have a ton of free executes all over the place. So you like might as well take advantage of those as well. Oh wait, no. Sorry, I gotta change talents. I dropped Holy Ray, picked up Shadow Mend. There's not much fear value, so you run Shackle. Because there's lots of undeads. And keep my name out your mouth. You also take Phantasm for this dungeon too. It's quite good. Pit. How am I a witch? The debuff that like has the circle on you and everything, Harry. Yeah, I just have my aura filter set to direct API, and then I just show all debuffs. Yep. Trouble noticing that I'm low as disc and raid. Been trying to make Dander's frame stand out a bit more when you're under 70%. I like having my frames ordered so that I'm always first. Sorting, self-position, always first. And that way I always know where to look for my own health. Yeah. Yeah, you bet, Harry. Pleased with the disc changes? I think the only way I'd be pleased with disc changes is if they got rid of the execute build. That's kind of what I want. I want them to get rid of the execute playstyle entirely. But I mean, disc's still gonna be good in raids, yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not worried about that. Just to hear the sound. Yeet. Yo, vouch for me. Ah, rip. Sad Chungus. I dropped the ribbon. Let's have one character because of life to push endgame M plus in dungeons as far as I can pug. Should I play Holy Priest or Holy Pally? If you're just doing M plus, I'd play Holy Pally. Yep. I think Pally's gonna be quite good. They're just getting buffed next week. So I think in keys, they're gonna be very, very good. No, this is a mini CC, I think. Yeah, mini CC. Although they're nerfing this add-on literally next week. So we're gonna have to find an alternative. Colony, thank you for the 90 months. Whew. Yep. All the class changes are pinned up at the top. If you guys want to see it in chat. Hey, Trinket kind of super bis. It's really, really good. I don't know, what is it, third or something like that? That's very, very good. It's Veilgore, Ribbon, Heart of Wind, Gaze, and then the Void Diffuser. So it's 5th or 6th. Yeah. Still good. Yeah, play Pally. Oh, over Holy Priest, you're doing both? Yeah, I'd probably still play Pally. Yeah. Had a mini argument with your partner yesterday regarding your opinion on the current display style. I said, you don't like it. She says, you do like it. Help me win the argument. I don't enjoy an execute playstyle for disc. I want them to buff all your penance damage and your searing light, all that kind of stuff. I want penance to do big damn. But also, we need some kind of way to regen mana, and that doesn't exist without an execute build or a pet build. Yeah. Unfortunately. I'd love it if Smite did good damn. That would be great too. I would love it if Penance and Smite did good damage. You know? I mean, that's the thing. Your mana just stops mattering entirely once you get into Execute regularly. It just completely stops mattering. It's so strange. Maybe I lost weight. I'm playing hooky. Ever tanked? Yeah, some of the earliest videos on my YouTube channel are me playing. How do I live? Me playing Bloody K. Oh my god. I should have paint upped him before I went up in the air there. Oh man. Bloody K and Shadowlands. That's true. We did it season 4. That was really fun. Nerf Atonement again? It hasn't even hit yet. And I'm also hitting cadavers. Like, I gotta tell you, whether or not you like this execute build or not, you have to run. You gotta run this shit in oh my god, please break me out. Help, help, help. You could have done that before. Oh. About to die. But yeah, you gotta run the execute build in this dungeon. Like, you just have to. You get so much free execute that's permanently available the entire run. Yeah. That payback? It was not. I didn't have a Shadowman proc. And then I tried to hit Paints up, but I didn't have that either. I promise no payback. I would never. Smile. There you go. All the changes are pinned up at the top, Leon. Yeah, I'm getting hard stacked up next time that we have a gargoyle in a pack. There it is. It's kind of all I'm doing is holding these Shadowman procs. Help! Let's go! The Tiger's Lust! Oh. Yeah, I still have that town. Okay. One of my buffs faded there. I was gonna say, I didn't think that worked. Nah, you don't really use plea in M+. You don't really use plea in M+. Nah, you don't take Sanctify, you take Ultimate Serenity, which replaces your Sanctify. Makes it stronger. ACC, they're also be going for frame add-ons, I guess. And I feel like I'm always just sitting there reacting every week, Amish. Like, what have they done now? Exclamation mark guides, Frosty.
How goes it? D.
Yo, what up, Rex? Getting some keys in. With one of the friendliest disc dungeons out there. Mythic rating, I am 8 of 9 mythic. We're working on Lura. There's that new version? Okay. I'll get it at least before raid tonight. I mean, disc is still going to be really good in raids after the changes. I don't know, it's a bit of a hit in M+, but I don't think I was ever really expecting the spec to be, I don't know, super insane. Like, I'm already kind of at a point where I'm happy that... I'm already at a point where I'm like happy that all the healers are doing like 19s right now. Oh, we got buff. Shouldn't raid priest be holy now? Nope. Holy priest is a weaker healing profile.
Love is a whirlwind.
Oh, can I? I'm gonna up-ease this. Yeah. Gorbo, thank you for the 14 months, dude. Hang on. Let's even those out a little bit. I'm dead. Oh, we lived! Oh my goodness. I had everything. What's this healing profile on raids? It is setting up atonements before incoming damage and having a huge amount of ticking healing from your dots. And then real burst behind Shadow or Death, Expiation, Penance healing type stuff. So it's like sustained output beside like high ticking healing. Wow. Damn. I just needed to rip pain stuff on that. Nope. Damn. He's gonna fall into that. Oh, man. Come on. All right, well, tough. Well, tough. Man, a problem? Yeah, do you see what happened? I don't know if people are watching. We were kind of going through some stuff. I'm glad he brought Execute in with this. I'm glad. Yeah, this is very OP. Getting the perma execute here off the rip has been so nice. It's a shame it's all dead now. Gonna get our Mindbender out here. Let's see where we're at. Come on, come on, come on. Woo! There we go. Little close, but it's okay. I was really worried I was gonna miss that. We're almost there, almost there, almost there. Yay, we're saved. We're in execute. Oh, thank goodness. Try Astral. It's good so far. No one's been weird. Let's go. Glad to hear it. I should hold off on hitting the fade. That's okay though. All right, not bad for starting at half mana. No, I don't think you go Keeper for dungeons. I think they just changed. I think they just buffed all the caster stuff to make it less bad for people who really want to play caster stuff when they play their druid. Still think you're gonna go cat form for doing like big boy damage. I'm dead.
I simply wish you had lasted a little longer.
I'm fucking dead. All my defenses on CD. I'm not ripping paints up into that. Dot, execute. Everyone's gonna be fine. There we go. Lothar, thank you for the prime, man. That I would paint sub. Maybe I could have let him. I don't really want to let anybody proc. I feel like the big 3 healers for next season are going to be, or for the season after all these changes, are probably going to be like Pally, Druid, and Shaman. Whenever you hit an execute on a target sub 20%, you summon a Shadow Fiend. You also consume your dots with expiation. So constantly tunnel visioning a target that has low HP like this will spawn a bunch of pets. The pets regen mana for you, do extra damage that converts into atonement healing, all that good stuff. So you really want to take advantage of it as best you can. Nope, with your Shadow or Death. Shadow or Death. I just put up a short on YouTube as well, if you want to check it out. It talks about like Disc Priest in 60 seconds. I have those out, I think, for 5 of the 7 healers. Something like that. Well, we are. Let's just go. We will worry about that after. Just get it after. Hold the fade. Wait for us to get targeted. Then I can remove that. Yo, Stomper. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, come on. There we go. 16 months.
Chick jam, chick jam, chick jam.
Yo, D-Ray, thank you for the 5 months, dude. Yeah, I think they buffed Shadowmend healing just because they wanted to keep it buffed up in line with Flash Heal. But man, that's going to be an overheal machine. Did it just get any more with it just being a regular old healer? So weird. I feel like the execute style makes it very, very weird. I have these white bars, Marcelo, above their health that show the shield value. See right there above my character? Ah. I hit my fade too early. And now I'm targeted. Yep. It's okay. I'm just gonna tunnel crick. That way I can sit and execute the entire time. Now I can remove it. Yeah, I might as well just hit the execute button. No, I'm running execute build. I think execute build is much better in this dungeon because there's so many targets that have different levels of health, and then you also have some targets that come in at 1% HP the entire time. So I think it's the best option for you in this key specifically. Do that, do that. I think Druid, Shaman, Paladin are probably going to be like the big 3 healers for keys after all these changes are said and done in M+. All my hotkeys are hidden at the bottom. I just make the action bars mouse overs. It helps me memorize cooldowns faster. Because usually at the start of expansions, I change around my keybinds a little bit. I did it a little bit with all the pruning that was going on, for example. And so when you hide them, you're like forced to learn them faster because you can't just sit there and look down. Yep. Can I imagine correctly what you think to be a reduction in atonement healing? I don't know. That would require me knowing what you think about what I'm thinking. And I don't think I can do that. Yeah, I use Danders. Uh-huh. They keep us H-Pally main, continue your transfer to Druid. I think Pally, Druid, and Shaman are all going to be like really, really big in M+ this season. So. Nah, I tried Grid a while ago, and I saw their interface, and I was like, this sounds awful. This sounds awful. Top 3 for Raid? Probably like more of the same. Probably like Disc, Mistweaver, Resto Druid. Yeah. Delirium, thank you for the 2 months. Oh my god. Oh man. That was rough. My execute fodder. No. Rip execute fodder. Grid mental boon be after 5 minutes trying to set it up. Yep, that was about my experience as well. Yo, Minnie, thank you for the prime. How you doing, Jeff? Yeah, so Temic's gonna be eating real good after all these changes. Absolutely. Ooh, just enough. Just enough. Didn't need fade. Didn't need it. Party CD is an add-on called Mini CC, but I hear Blizzard's gonna destroy it next week, so be advised. Let's see. I'm gonna hit that, and I have execute. We're using like a forked version of weak auras for the memory game, but that's like the only. I have that, and then I have a dispel, and those are like the two big things that I'm actually using.
Intruders have entered the master's domain. Signal the alarms. Heroes, we will hold off the
I think I'm just gonna uppies on pull. I'm not gonna lie.
deal with the Scourge Lord. I shall not fail the Lich King. Come and meet your end.
Yeah. Oh my god. I need to be a little closer.
You are better off dead.
Somebody told me they nerfed my class, which is priest. Can you confirm if this is fake news or not? They did. Check the pinned message at the top of chat. There's a blacklist board on Dander's frames, but there's only a couple of things that you can actually blacklist, like Bloodlust, amongst other things. There's my execute. Yeah, I'm paying something the shit out of myself here. Stelks, thank you for the prime.
Free UI with Primo Zero.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you, Hybrid. Appreciate it, dude. Gotta go far, don't we? I don't know if Cell's gonna release at this point, man. I've really been expecting it for a while now. It's been very, very strange. The last I heard, this is like third-hand account or something like that, was that the developer had some IRL stuff going on. So we'll see. Oh, just enough health. Just enough. Oh, baby. Just a surplus of HP. Just enough HP. Nice little 3% surplus. Oh, baby. Oh, just enough. Pat. You're okay. You're safe. And if you die, we miss timer. That's right, baby. That's right. Did we get any cool loot? Mana flux. It's all good. You crushed it in the end. Big 18.
Damn you, Arthas. Damn you.
Ooh.
Queen is gone.
Look at that, guys.
We must keep moving.
Not even close.
Objective is near.
Not even close, man. Not even close. Oh, man. 259.4. Hi, Hosa. That was details, Luca. Yeah, it was details. Oh, my bad, Larry. He bounced. Yeah, that was probably the closest I think I've had it in a minute. Oh, man. That was... The Evoker's literally like, he procced earlier in the fight, and the reason he had the proc was because I pain supped him like 5 minutes ago when he still had access to it. John G, thank you for the 110 months. Hottest mage. Thanks for the gifted to Nightmare. W, thank you, thank you, thank you. What up, Trade Shop? Dis nerfs for M+. I heard it was like 6%, but I don't know if that's just for raid or M+. I would imagine that's a raid one, so probably less than 6%, but still around that ballpark. Still around that ballpark. Oh, yeah, it's just a plugin you turn on. It's like end of dungeon or something like that, Aluka. It's at the top of chat, hottest mage is the tuning notes. If you want just a Dander's frame profile hybrid, just select expert install and it'll have everything there. Yeah. Yeah, in my Dander's frame guide trade shop, I made one. I made a guide for click casting. So don't know interplay. Yeah. Icy Veins called the disc changes a full rework? Who at Icy Veins called it a rework? Yeah, you need the UI, you need the Wago pack for it. This is Joy back in the day, but this add-on feels so odd and not as unique. Any recommendations on other healers? What's the most fun? I think Holy Priest is fun. Paladin's fun. Prez is fun. Oh, their tweet. Let's see. Oh, Twitter search is the worst thing in the world. Disc gets a full. Oh, Holy Pike it's up to 20% healing. But what? That's so poorly written. They're like Paladin gets up to 20% healing buffs. I mean, is there a word for when something is true, but it's like they state like a true fact to lead to people to like the wrong conclusion or something like that? Deceiving, I guess, yeah. You know, when paladins read this, they might be like, oh, we got a 20% healing buff? You know? I guess it's just misleading, yeah. There needs to be, I don't know, yeah, maybe it's like a half truth or something like that. It's like when you say something that is true, to lead people to a conclusion that's like unrelated. You know? That's I guess how I would describe it. Yeah, it's like a half truth. Yeah. Or you like lead with a truthful statement to lead people to a conclusion that isn't true. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, lies, damn lies, and statistics, Wolf. There we go. We got our Mark Twain. Yep. Is that a comment that somebody made? I was at 20% for Paladin. Yeah. Can't have him even close to meta for less than a 0.5 patch. Monk's still gonna be good. I thought non sequitur was like something that like wasn't related. My 5% nerf for President Plus. Well, it's also for Raid. Haha. Yeah. I should probably record a video, shouldn't I? I probably should. Do we have the official Paladin numbers? Paltering. Oh, is that the word? Paltering? Paltering is the active use of truthful statements to deceive or mislead others. Yes! Yeah, I knew there was like a specific word for it. Thank you. I don't think I've ever heard of this word before. I see this shit all the time in my daily life. Yeah. Yeah. Active use of truthful statements to deceive or mislead others. Yeah, we need to get this into the everyday person's vocabulary. Yep, W for expanding my vocabulary, man. I'm going to try to use this more often. I've never watched Daredevil. Yeah. Exactly, Wolf. Exactly. See, there's some cool ass words. PR speak sometimes, yeah. Many times. Everyone that contributes to Max's tier lists, hey. I'm just dumb, okay? Not spiteful. Non sequitur is does not follow. If someone tells you about a great steak they had last night, you say purple is my favorite color. There it is. Yeah, non sequitur is a good one too. Because sometimes people say that and you're just scratching your fucking head. I wish we had individual tuning walled for Raiden M+. Yeah. Yeah, last I heard Clarius was Raiden. Let's see. Search Hammer of Wrath from Clarius. Let's see. 408. He said 3 + 2 = 5. What now? Raid over. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like ballparky 3 to 5% or something like that. Yeah, let me pee real quick and then we can talk about all the other stuff, and then once I see some like official number, I can like list the number. Or maybe I just won't include it in the recording because I don't know exactly the number. Because I think it's pretty fair to say that as long as Pally has a job in raids, as in clearing your absorbs on like 3 major boss fights, you know, it kind of has a home on Lightblind, Cosmos, and Lura, because it does big FU single target healing. Then it's got to roll, it's got to place.
Smiley face emoji.
But I think
Hello,
the spec's
Jack.
going to just be good in keys in general. Zang, thank you for the 2 months. All right, let me run to the bathroom real quick. The Prez changes overall are a net buff. Oh yeah, because they also... Is there a link to the other 1205 stuff? I should probably check that. Do they combined? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see. This is what they added on top. Pin in the Discord for it. Yeah. Because yeah, they changed Everbloom. Heals for 50% of the final bloom was 30-60, but it's reduced beyond 5. Oh, was. Yeah, it's pinned up at the top of chat, Nia. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I guess it is a net nerf for the Everbloom stuff. But yeah, then they buff like their damage. Is there another round for Druid? Because yeah, there's no more temporal anomaly, but it's called temporal barrier. Kill our Druid. Is Resonating Sphere the Echo application? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it replaces it. I see. So it's a talent you take. Got it. Shaman Rain once more. It probably, I mean, in keys it will. Shaman's gonna own in keys. Yeah. Was there another Evoker tuning up top, though? No. Didn't kill Druid because the only healer I have since Jack sandbagged Disc. Don't worry, now they're punishing us with nerfs. Can't believe I took it from you. Melee cleave, people actively standing in the healing rain. I don't think that you need to have it. Like it's there's a lot of boss fights in dungeons where people will be stacked and everything, but you also just have a lot of healing out of the totems. You also have a ton of healing on the totems. And now that they're buffing it, you're healing just raw once again. Shaman's already been doing 20s. So I think it's only going to help more. Yeah. It's like, if people stand in your healing rain with Totemic, yeah, it does good healing, but I don't really think that you're that reliant upon it. Let's see. Rotation. Pick a dungeon, chat. What's a hard dungeon to heal, especially to get people stacked? What do you think is a hard dungeon to get people stacked for healing? Mizara? Seat? Seat? All right, let's do seat. Chain heal, heal wave, storm stream. So, I mean, healing wave's there, right? This is for the overall healing breakdown. It's there, but it doesn't seem like you're that dependent on it at all. Yeah. I want to see Mizara. Healing rain's even lower here. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Mizara is quite a bit lower. But you're not that dependent upon it. It's like a nice thing if you can have access to it. And this is probably also the downpour. Yeah. 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 Don't think it's the end of the world for them. You probably run acid rain again? Yeah, maybe. Look what happened. Well, it got buff, Falk. It just took a while. It just took a while. All right, let me run to the bathroom real fast. And then we'll do a little quick record as well. Be right back. right. If you missed any bit of what I was talking about for healers, don't worry. We're going to repeat everything in just a minute. I didn't see... It's like Back to the Future. Yeah, I was messaging a buddy of mine about the Druid Everbloom changes. Just because I heard it was a buff, but I did not hear how much of a buff that it was. What is he doing? Kalamazoo, what are you doing? What do you think about Lightsmith? Owns and keys. I'm gonna make a short about it soon. Soon. Yep. Lightsmith viable in raids? Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't think the difference would be that big. Should be making that yesterday? It's true. It's true. And I'm so sorry. I see it achieve 3.4k and 1%. Shaman. Yeah. Shaman. Woo, hello there. Thanks so much for the new sub. There we go. All right. Just gotta read it correctly, of course. All right. I hit the record button. I do my best, Will. I do my best. Okay, let me see. These are probably not the best to zoom in on. That'll be good. You guys cannot see any of this, can you? I wish there was a way to center this. I guess just go to the source, don't I? Don't spoil it, Basti. Don't spoil it. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're gonna do a really quick record.
We can see the blue post.
Yeah, you guys can see this, right? All right. I'm only gonna use this a little bit. Was there I'm double checking if there was another prez change for the patch before I do this, because I also want to include that. No. Yeah, I should just control F. Prez. Evoker. Oh my god. Control F is actually busted on this site. Oh no, I gotta do... There we go. Nope. It actually just does not fucking work. Yeah. It actually just doesn't work. It's alright. Oh, what did they do here? The Dust Crystal health reduced by 10%, glimmering damage, shattered sky. Alright. So the thing I want to focus on is this. And temporal anomaly. Yeah. New talent, the vortex absorbs spell power and applies echo. Yeah. So I think we are good. All right. Let's get the recording going. We do that. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jack. Today, they've announced some changes for 12.05, which should be next week, going over a lot of healer tuning. So big things that have come in for Resto Druid has been not only this buff that they have for their Wrath, Starfire, all their caster damage, basically. And they even say their intention is to increase the viability of caster-oriented playstyle, which is damage over time, Wrath, Starfire, all that kind of stuff. In order to do damage with Wild Stalker, you have to just run around and hit a lot of rip and rake. But I think a lot of this is just weighted towards just trying to make people who really want to play like Keeper of the Grove and sit in the back and just cast damage and everything like that a little bit more equal. Right now, Resto Druid in general doesn't do really high personal damage anyway, so I don't think this is like I don't think this is going to overtake Kitty Weaving for maximum damage, but I also think it's just going to be a fair alternative because most of the damage contribution you're bringing to the table is just Mark of the Wild as is. This isn't the only change though, because keep in mind, there's other 1205 changes that were announced over the past couple of weeks. One of them was changing the Apex talent for Resto Druid here, where they were changing around your Everbloom to hit 6 allies instead of 5, and like the extra reduction that they had there, and the Everbloom is triggering less frequently. From what I heard, this is supposed to be a net buff to actually make you run the talent, because a lot of the Resto Druid players were just not even running it whatsoever. So, W. They're making out of it pretty well. Prez got a 5% nerf, but they also got a mana cost reduction to Verdant Embrace, which was really, really ridiculous because you have a lot of gameplay with preservation around your haste buff that you get out of Chrono Warden. And so you couldn't even like properly take advantage of it when you were raiding. You have this talent in Chrono Warden called Reverberations, which is a healing over time whenever you hit Verdant Embrace on a target. And then with Primacy, you're gaining stacking haste for leaving that buff up. And so you really couldn't interact with this gameplay very much. You could just, Verdant Embrace a little bit before you're going to get yourself set up with healing to give you more haste and kind of set up your raid ramp. Now you can actually kind of interact with that a bit more. I was seeing logs for people playing Prez at like high levels in Mythic where they might cast it, I don't know, like 10 times or something ridiculous like that. And so I think they probably should have made this even higher mana cost reduction personally. But I also don't think this nerf's going to be a big deal because they also have other changes coming around in 1205. This time changing around Temporal Anomaly so that you no longer are throwing the ball if you don't want to, because you can take the talent Temporal Barrier, which is going to summon the Vortex of Temporal Energy. It's basically Temporal Anomaly in Powered Radiance form. So you're just casting it onto a target, putting up the 30% effective echoes, and then absorbing a bunch of damage. So that I think is already going to be really strong for it. I think Prez is already going to be in like a stronger position, so I'm not that worried about any of those nerfs coming in. I was kind of surprised that it's as close to Disc as it was in a lot of statistics I saw, because it seems like when you pit Disc and Prez against each other, Disc would still just eat Prez's lunch and do a lot better against like healing absorbs especially. So I still think Prez will be good in a good spot in raids. Keys, they've been kind of like mid-level. Statistics for all of the healers are actually pretty close together. And so you do already still have preservations doing 20s, for example. So historically, usually you see Prez near the bottom or something like that. But I think, especially with the temporal anomaly changes, I think they'll still be in like the mid to high level of the pack after everything is said and done. For Mistweaver, they got a 5% healing nerf, but that's okay because they also still crank tons and tons of healing. Shaylun's Gift healing increase is now increased by 5% instead of 10%, so like a little bit of a nerf there. But Monk was already pounding like massive amounts of output. I think the struggle for them in a Mythic Plus environment is also that Brewmaster is also super strong. So whenever, the meta tank shares the same class as, especially for a healer, we saw this in the past, like Prot Pally as well. You just don't see the other spec at all. So I think while Monk has still done 20s from Archon stat rankings and everything like that, I still think it does good output. Yeah, I think it's more that you're not going to see a lot of it in like the 1% or high-end pushing or anything like that because it's sharing space with a Brewmaster. Monk still, from like an output perspective, is still going to be crushing in raids. Shaylun's Gift just still gives them so much flexibility for dealing with absorbs. And they can kind of shift out of, Tier of Morning, which we saw in like Race to World first, for just clearing absorbs faster. And then when they get more gear and they progress, they just run back to Rising Mist and just have better hot spread all over the place, just better healing over time, which counters a lot of like the ticking damage and spew healing that's required in the raid. So yeah, Monk got a nerf, but I think it's still going to be really good. Speaking of things not changing that much, Holy Paladin got 10% buffs to Shock, 20% buffs to Word of Glory, Eternal Flame, and Light of Dawn, and then a 250% buff to the Absorb out of Greater Judgment. So, to start it off, I don't think that Pally is going to be moving into some insane territory or anything like that for raids. Yeah, it's another round of buffs that they get access to. Paladin really just succeeds in raids when it has like a very defined role of dealing with the healing absorbs. Lifeline Vanguard, Crown of the Cosmos, Lura. Not really Belloren. I think the healing absorbs get cleared too quickly there. But for like the 3 fights where you need to do tons and tons of heal absorb, you're going to have a good spot for the spec. The problem, I think, right now for both Holy Pally and Holy Priest is that they're very like heavy in their healing and their direct healing, which when you have a lot of these like 20 or 30 second dots that kind of hit the entire raid and they're constantly ticking. You see that on like Aversian with the Dark Upheaval, or you see it on, oh gosh, what is it? Salad Bar with, what is the name of the ability? I'm going to go find it. You see it with Salad Bar, with Twisting Obscurity, and it's like a 36-second dot. You have a lot of this like constant ticking damage. And Paladin just doesn't really have good tools to deal with that. You know, Holy Priest is kind of like their mastery, but they don't have like great tools for that. So the spec will succeed in raids if it has a single target to just smash healing into all of the time. But by changing Greater Judgment to increase its absorb, I feel like this is just like the wrong way to make Judgment useful. They want to elevate Judgment's role rotationally, regardless of the build. Which is very silly because I think Paladins really know how they want to use Judgment more, and it's with this ability called Imperial Legacy. It would simultaneously allow them to make Judgment a better button and make your spenders feel better by casting 2 spenders at once. It's very, very strange that they keep on trying to avoid this. And it's also kind of frustrating because there's, you know, talents like, you know, Rising Sunlight that still exists that, you know, people don't want to take, or like Truth Prevails, which like might be incentivized to take if the absorb of Greater Judgment is better, because then this is just some extra free healing. You know, it's very confusing that their written way that they say that they want to elevate the role of an ability doesn't follow with how those changes are actually getting put into practice with their tuning. I feel like it's a slam dunk to just make Empyrean Legacy better. Don't know. On the disc side, they say we're taking some targeted changes to reduce discs' overall healing by lowering their atonement healing, while also increasing the value of
Man,
targeted
I hate
shields.
when you go on California
and-
time. I miss the streams.
While increasing the value of targeted shields and direct healing spells to help with triage in dungeons. Thanks for the 43 months, Kane. These adjustments are intended to keep discipline strengths intact while improving their ability to respond to dangerous health swings in dungeon content. So they're nerfing atonement healing again, but they're also buffing Powered Shield and Void Shield by 25%, Flash and Shadow Mend by 25%, and then Radiance and Plea by 25%. So these, right off the bat, these 2 do nothing. You can just ignore these. They're basically buffing Shadow Mend, which is already a lay on hands, because they're buffing Flash Heal, and they basically replace each other. And then same thing for Powered Shield and Void Shield. From what I saw from Warcraft Priest, they were saying it was like a 6 or 6.5% nerf for Oracle, but it's like a 12 or 14% nerf or something like that. It's like double-digit nerf for Void Weaver, which depends on a lot of its atonement healing. So rip Void Weaver kind of again for getting hamstrung by all the nerfs that they have going on right there, unfortunately. But when it comes to a key environment, I feel like you're in a really weird struggle position because you can either run with a very shield heavy setup, and you can see this kind of represented in Archon, where you'll see on their talent heat map that there is a lot of people that are running Wheel and Woe, but as you shorten it, if you actually like look in the data for like higher level keys, China is like really heavily weighted towards Wheel and Woe and absorb builds, and then NA and EU is kind of a mix between them. So I feel like China kind of pushes this setup further. What I would say is that I would recommend a shield build on average for people just doing 10s and 12s after all of these changes. But for like really, really high key pushing, I think dungeons like Pit of Sauron, where you can constantly
Are
get
we even
executed.
pressing plea?
Oh man, hang on. We're not pressing plea in dungeons. No, we're only pressing it in raids. So the Radiant stuff, Radiance, plea, this stuff has like no impact in terms of like your overall healing whatsoever. And it's not really going to do anything effective to like push up health bars quick. But I would say for like 10s and 12s, I would recommend people run like the Borrowed Time into Wheel and Woe, and you basically just shielding. The problem is your mana is going to suck. And that's what a lot of Disc Priests are seeing at the moment, is that their mana is just getting like killed and they have to drink all the time. The alternative is that your mana will be good as long as you have an execute. So you kind of just get torn between like 2 not great options in the process. So Disc's still going to be really good in raids. I'm not even really worried about it. I would love for the execution playstyle to just get vaporized, because trying to snipe executes in raids right now, I'm 8 of 9 mythic, and it is extremely, extremely annoying. So I would love it if they would just buff up our penance damage, if we could run like Searing Light and just have a great time. But I don't think that's happening, at least so far. Holy Priest, hey, they got an 8% healing buff. Yay. I mentioned this earlier in the Paladin section, but Holy Priest's playstyle is like very heavy on its direct healing. It's like focused healing with Serenity, or Prayer of Healing, which hits their main target for 125% more. So you push up individual health bars fast, but also this raid is really focused on ticking healing, ticking damage. And so Holy Priest just kind of doesn't really have a home when it comes to dealing with these sort of damage patterns. It doesn't really synergize that well, especially when health bars can get pushed up really quickly when you're in a fight like Lightblind Vanguard, where you know there's a burst of damage every 20 seconds. Well, you can hit like 5 or 10 people if you get back-to-back quick cast out of your surge procs, but you don't really get like raid-wide coverage to quickly kind of reverse that incoming damage. So ironically enough, if they buffed like Prayer of Mending a lot, or Cosmic Ripple, it would make the spec a lot better overall for its healing. But I also think that's like a worse healing profile gameplay-wise, because then it kind of makes your other healing, your direct healing, feel less impactful. So I think Holy Priest in raids is like not going to be really represented in like Hall of Fame guilds or anything. It's fine if you want to play it in any other guilds, I think, any other teams. But I think a big part of the problem is just its healing profile. In keys, I think it's good. It just has the issue of bringing no survivability to yourself or to others. Like, you're tankier than you were in the War Within, but you don't have pain sups or big shields like Disc does to just kind of help everybody survive. And so your only outlet is to just power heal through big damage, which you could do for a while, but then you just run out of mana. So that's a huge issue for the spec that they have so far. A spec that's doing really well, though, at least in keys, Resto Shaman. Getting a healing buff by 8%. For one thing, they're already like top 3, I want to say, for overall healing. Where do they have it with Archon? Yeah, they've already been like top 3. They're already doing 20s. Totemic's been slamming. Even in the dungeons we were looking earlier, even in the dungeons where you're in like Mizara and everyone's spread out, you don't really need to have everybody in your totem for healing rain. Even if people are spread out, your healing stream totems, your chain heal cleaves are all still really, really effective and really powerful. So an 8% healing buff, probably not going to be making you a meta raid healer anytime soon, but this is really strong when it comes to Mythic Plus. The 30% damage buff, not many healers are doing much damage. You can see their like average DPS is very low for Shaman and for Druid, which is why they're getting these buffs to begin with. But the damage contribution that's actually really relevant is like Sky Fury, Mark of the Wild. Like, those are the things that are actually helping you complete dungeons quickly. And so you don't really have to worry about this personal damage side when you're already bringing one of the best raid buffs in the game. What I do think is going to happen when it comes to what healers are going to be like desirable afterwards for M+, I think it's probably going to be around like Druid, Shaman, and Paladin being like big winners throughout all of this. Monk's kind of perma hamstrung from like sharing space with Brewmaster. I think Prez is still going to be quite good, but it sort of has the usual issue of like not a great raid buff and other healers just being a little bit more effective at their jobs. But like, I think Prez is still doing, relatively speaking, it's doing insanely well, right? So raids, I don't really think the story is going to get changed that much. Having some like deep, this is Lightblind Vanguard, having some deep variance between the healing right now, especially when Disc can get execute and dot cleave on fights like this. You go to Crown of the Cosmos and it's more dot value and execute cleave. Like, it's super, super strong. So even though like Monk gets a nerf or something like that, I think they're still going to be in a good position. I would say the healers that you would really watch would be like Disc, Mistweaver, Druid, and Prez still being in like a really high end position. Whereas like Shaman, Pally, Holy Priest are still just kind of there when it comes to just raid balance in general. But M+, at least I think is going to be a lot more interesting. So those are my thoughts so far. If I have any other updated numbers or something like that, I'll leave them down in the comments. And check out the live stream, because we're doing that right now. Hi, chat. Bye, chat. Hi, Kalamazi. All right. I can turn the alerts back on. How's it going, guys? Bye, YouTube. Somebody whispered me. He whispered me PI? Oh. Please address this. I don't really want to. I don't really feel like it. The 6-7 challenge is spreading. What I want to respond to here will get me banned. Oh my god. 2v2 with Kalmazi? Dude, Kalmazi needs to play healer with me. That would be so much better for the world. What else to say for me? True! The streamer benefit. Oh, I didn't know they said it. My chat just said it. Do I need to do damage to heal effectively as Druid? No. Nope. Nah, Blade, your message came in, and then I turned the alerts off after. I didn't want to get spammed by alerts. I don't want to get spammed by alerts. Thanks for the 9 months, dude. Not sure they consider anything but high-end rating logs. Yeah, but they also didn't really do a lot. To change, like, the raid meta. Yeah. They really didn't do a lot to, like, change the raid meta. Yeah. Will you get a single heal this week, humanity? Nah. Up, Lava Thang? Nah, I think Prez is still good. I think Prez is still good in raids, and, like, it's gonna be fine. I don't know, do they have a specific number for Paladins yet? I heard some guesstimating hand wavy 3 to 5% or something like that. Those are gonna help Voidweaver. They are helping it into the grave. They are helping it into the grave. Shaman's a true winner here. And M+, yeah. And M+. Graveyard Keeper was free on Steam recently. Right this way. You bought a bread maker? Nice. You gonna make some big sourdough? Is there certain kinds of bread that you require gluten? Or could you do anything? I think you will put judgment back on your bars. Yeah. I think you will. Alright. My editor made some thumbnails. How does the tuning affect the state of your character's health? Bro, oh my god, Clutch, I gotta show you this shit. This is what I'm gonna do to you tonight. This is what I'm gonna do to you tonight, buddy. Check this shit out. Hang on. Clutch is one of my guildies. Clutch is one of my guildies. Just for context. Okay. Clutch, watch this. Watch this. Watch this Evoker. Watch this Evoker, okay? This is gonna be you. This is gonna be you, okay? Watch this guy. He's got a 6-second dot on him. Look at it. Look at it. 6%, 5%. 5%. That's gonna be you. Look at that guy. Barely clinging on to life. Barely clinging on to life. Don't be clipping me. 19 and 18 pit on Shaman. Let's go. Yeah, dude, look at the timer here. Look at the timer at the top. 29:59.4. If he died, the key gets bricked. If he dies there, the key gets just straight up bricked. Like, just barely clung to life. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, that was a clincher for sure. All right, so your question disc again. 19 and 18 on Shaman with the Giga Valley Darkness. Nice. Yeah, that's true. He's not going to survive if it was on Tuesday. That's true. That's true. Yep. You ain't clinching that. Kalamazzi, will you do keys with Jack, please? True. Yo, Cal, when are you gonna push for the 1% title with me? Okay, they literally made this just for you. You don't have to go for the 0.1%. You got to go for the 1% though. Yeah. Hang on, I'm trying to do some Adobe. All right. Did I do the auto raid frame change when more than 20? No, when I stepped into a mythic raid instance. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just get the 1% with me. Just get the 1% with me. We'll do keys. We'll get the 1%er, and then we vibe. And then you'll have such a fun time that you'll want to do it at the 0.1%, right? Yeah, I just recorded it, but yeah, we're doing normal things here, Aya. Just normal things. Yeah. We'll do that. I'm editing a video. I would never scare Cal. Cal scares me. Dynamics, if you're ever 1%, you get it? Perfect. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jack. Today, they've announced some changes for 12. Western Druid in general doesn't do... Saw this in the past, like Prop Pally as well. It's just things that are actually helping you complete dungeons quickly. You go to Crown of the Cosmos, and it's more just raid balance in general. But M+, at least I think is going to be a lot more interesting. So... those are my thoughts so far. If I have any other updated numbers. All right. W. Disc nerfs sad. Clear +2 is top 1% against the mount. Easy game. Yeah. That's gonna be all the people who were home. Disc nerfs. Holy buffs. Sure. Those are gonna be all the people that like played the second that the doors open. Yeah. I like that they're doing that like end of week kind of thing, the way Fellowship sort of does it too, though, for those extra titles. So, wouldn't be able to listen to my own voice. Yeah, when I first started commentating, all the headsets, you would hear yourself in there, and I hated it, but then you just had to get used to it and ignore it. Yeah. Cal, eat rice and chicken? Ooh, I got some beef. I got some beef set out. Coding slideshow, was it? It's like 5 minutes. Oh, it might be making the stream a slideshow. Yeah. Kalamazzi knows how to code, yeah? Well, his head. I'll try to stay still. try to stay still now. Yeah, I see every once in a while OBS will pop. It'll be like, your encoding has been overloaded. Yeah. I just gotta wait like 5 minutes. Yeah. Let's see. What kind of Rio do you think we will need roughly for the top 1% mount and achievement? What is 1% right now? M plus cutoffs. I mean, it's still gonna go up for a while because we're not even close to max geared yet. Does anybody know what 33? Actually, am I 3350? I think I'm close to that. Yeah, basically that. Average 3329 divided by 8 is 416. So probably 16s right now. Yeah, 16s, 15s right now for the 1%. I'd imagine 19s would probably get you safe for the 1%er title. Thoughts on the new Commander's uniforms? The Hellraisers look good. The Hellraisers look pretty good, man. Unfortunately, the roster's not looking that good. What can you do? Hopefully the draft goes well. So. Title right now is half 18s, half 17s. Yeah. 1%? Yeah, easily, Cal. Easily. Someone fails at 2 and that's the only key they do for the season. Do they count for the whole population? I think so. Yeah. 0.1%? I think so, yeah. I usually have been getting the 0.1% titles. Except for the last season of an X-Pack, because I'm just like playing beta all the time, you know? So. Yeah, I saw that as well, Don. I didn't really think Prez deserved the nerf, but what can you do? I still think Prez is going to be good, because they're also getting the temporal anomaly changes coming up as well. I mean, Prez is already doing 20s, so I think the bright side to it is that no healer is like bad in dungeons before or after these changes, right? I don't know. If they made Verdant Embrace like 80% less mana or something like that, it would be great. Did you test it recently, Don? I might try this weekend. Yeah, you bet. Trade shop. Hopefully it helped, dude. Yeah, Cal, I'm going on vacation in mid-May, so I'll probably push a little bit before then and then come back and then push for it. We'll see, though. We'll see. Yeah, that's what people are saying. Was like technically the temporal anomaly change is a small buff. What percent of the community you expect to get 3,400? Ditching Prague? What do you mean ditching Prague? If by the time May 10th rolls around, we're still on Lura, I'm going to recreate that, like, you are trash clip. Okay? None of this was my fault, but you guys are trash. They just nerfed Lura. You think it's going to take us a month? Come on, man. Have a little faith. Have a little faith. If it wasn't nerfed, it was possible, therefore I'm ditching. Nope. Nope. Save your ditching accusations for people who've earned it. All right. I perfectly timed it and knew it wasn't going to be a problem. Planned it in advance. Oh, those aren't accusations? True. Listen, I already got a heart attack the other day when I got a ping Sunday night at raid time, and I open up the Discord and like, hey, we're doing an optional alt run if anybody's around. And I thought I was late for raid. Yeah. First time I got buffed, Tide Pod's ready. Dude, Tide Pod's gonna be slamming in keys. This got nerfed. Are you drunk? Well, now I'm actually asking, are you drunk? They got nerfed, man. Going to Spain, coffee. Going to Spain. Shut up, Cal. You cannot be say that I wouldn't invite you to your guild. My guild. You booger. Chat, I cannot tell you how many times I was like, Cal, you should apply to my guild. You should apply to Carnet. Honestly, forgot. And now it's awkward. Just send an application. Just send it. Ah, man. I am drunk. I thought it was buff patch. Sorry, man. Light it on any hope? Not in dungeons. Not in dungeons. Am I done? Oh, we're almost done encoding. Yeah, Kalmaz is in liquid now. He's too good for us. Yeah. I'm going to Ibiza in mid-May. Sebby still spam about his feet. He's currently. I don't have it from. Am I gonna take a pill? Nah, probably not. Yeah, Power Word Feet is our GM. Yep. And feet pics. He talks about all kinds of things. Are we going to the UK? Nice. My parents just went there. Trade chat with LF feet pics all day long back in the day. Oh, I remember. That's okay. I don't mind if Avicii doesn't think I'm cool. He picks lower his cortisol. Yeah, you guys cannot be cortisol spiking him. All right. He's got a lot on his mind as the GM. Lots to manage. Where is the video? Listeners, holy buffs. Okay. I'm uploading the video. And then I gotta take timestamps. And then we can game some more. There we go. But yeah, I think the biggest thing I would want to say for Disc is that I really, really want them to get rid of the execute playstyle because it drives me insane. So. Temporal anomaly overwrites your existing echoes and the procced ones from twin echoes, the shitty 30%. It shouldn't do that. Oh, yeah. I don't think that it's going to go live that way. Yeah. I don't think it's going to go live that way. Let's see. Top raid healers nerfed. Oh, yeah, chat. What do you guys tune in? Tab in. I need opinions. Do we go with number 1 or number 2? Number 1 or number 2? Oh, wait, dude, this is... are you guys sure? You guys seeing the same stuff? Hang on. Are you guys sure? This is number 1. This is number 2. Now that you've seen them. Poll. Hang on. Poll. 1 hammer or 2 light storm. Hang on. We're gonna set up a vote. Okay? We're gonna set up a vote. Alright. Boom. Go vote. Exercise your temporary right to vote in the chat. You're limited. Okay, here we go. There you go. Perma banning all the 2 voters. All right, go vote. Go vote. Yeah, third one with Kalamazoo. Mr. Nerfs are deserved. Yeah. They were still crushing it. I don't think it was perfect tuning, but I think we're chilling M plus though, but I'll take it. I do what I can, Lakey. I do what I can, big dog. How you doing, man? $12.05 healer tuning. Okay. Okay. Actually, both nice. Thanks. All right. I gotta set up timestamps. 12.05. Both are nice, but one is funnier. Yeah. I wonder if it'd be easy to see as well. I wonder if it'd be easy to see. Hang on, I'm gonna skip around. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jack. Today, I think we're announced over the. Okay, so Druid first. Past couple of reduction to Verdant Embrace, which was whatsoever. So, W. They're making out of it pretty well. I gotta set the timestamps for people so they can be lazy with it. 12:05. Any of those nerfs coming in. I was kind of surprised that it's as close to disc as it was in a lot of, but I think, and so you do already still raids. Keys, they've been kind of like mid-level. Statistics for all of the healers are actually pretty close together. Increased by 5% instead of 10. They got a 5% healing changes. I think they'll still be in like the mid to high level of the pack after everything is said and done. For Mr. Let's see. Sorry, I'm setting up timestamps real quick. And then we can game some more. Quick chores. Pally as well. It just, they can kind of shift Eternal Flame and Light really good. Speaking of things, 514, Holy Pallor. It's like I'm bringing you guys to work with me. Not constantly free, but they don't have like, and make your spenders follow with how those changes swings in dungeon content. Help a trio. Atonement healing. I feel like it's a slam dunk to just make Empyrean Legacy better. Yeah. Don't know. On the disc. Let's see. 756. Disc. Shield build. Up individual health. Very heavy on, at least so far. Holy Priest. 1-0. All right. Bringing chat to work day? I know, seriously. Kind of makes your other healing. Only outlet is, even in the dungeon, common and for dreamers throughout all of this. Monk's kind of permanent design. You don't really have to worry about this person. Damage contribution. Healers are probably not going to be brain. Even if healers spread out, your healing stream totems, your chain, like my Zara have it with our healing buff by 8%. So that's a huge issue for the spec. Wait for it. So far. There it is. I'm winding up, I can tell. 12:53. And then yap. Like those, it sort of has the usual issue of like, not all of this, what healers are going to be like desirable afterward. Yeah. 14 state of healing. Cool. All right. Prepping the video. What did the vote turn out to be? Did democracy win? Poll ended. Okay, show me the results. View results. Hammer won. 70% of the votes. All right. W. We do the hammer. Wasn't watching these lazy ass mods. Freaking mods. Okay. Time is it? We got time for some keys. All right, doing keys right after this. And good. Those are looking The amount of Shadow Mend? Oh, they just did it because they want to have the ratio of Flash Heal to Shadow Mend remain the same. So they buffed Flash Heal, and then they also had to buff Shadow Mend by the exact same amount. It's weird, but I also get, you know, why they do it. Yeah. I would much prefer if they just buffed up the baseline level of Flash Heal or something like that. And we didn't have to rely on, stuff, but what can you do? All right. Yeah, it's strange, but that's just how they do stuff. Alrighty. Alright, and new video is live. Tuning thoughts. And we all rise. Okay, we go pin that. And we go pin that, and now we can go play games. Place pinned message. I know, dude, they don't know what to do with Holy Priest. They just aura buff it. Man. This game with Paladin. But I already have a pit done. It'll make Void Weaver even more shit in M+. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I got like stun locked there. Algathar could be pretty cool. Windrunner. Yeah, they were like, fuck Void Weaver especially. Alright. Oh, this is a tough ass key. That's a very, very tough key. Not really anything anymore in this gene. It's I guess just kind of a mainstay or a grandfathered in thing. Eventually you just get all epics. Item quality for crafted, yeah. Crafted, higher quality, more eye level. And higher quality, more stats or anything like that from consumables. Sorry, I thought you meant the like epic, rare type stuff. So yeah. Yeah, you want the eye level. Scared to play disc and high keys, but after the nurse, you're more scared. You know what's gonna help with being scared? Have a little drink. Just a little sip. Sure that'll be totally healthy. And Mistweaver tested out disc. It's not looking great. Not interested in Pally. Shaman then. How about that? Shaman's gonna be cranking. Oh, time. Yeah, I guess we try Sky Reach. Shaman is the best transmog, really? Does it? That might be the first time I've heard that Shaman having a great transmog better than other people. Hey. Just Sky Reach. Alrighty. I'm a Rayleader, you wouldn't be saying that about shamans? Use any action bars? They're hidden. Yep. Haste then crit. Yeah. Haste then crit. Action bars are a Patreon exclusive. I just hide them. That way I don't stare at my action bars. Helps you memorize stuff. Got it memorized? Yeah. I changed a couple of my keybinds around on my action bars for the new expansion because of all the pruning and stuff. So it helps you just better memorize what the stuff is. Easiest tank, Brewmaster. Oh yeah. Not even close. Yeah, Brewmaster's nuts. Yep, or it's in the description of my video. I just put up a video. New vid on healer tuning. Yeah, pinned up at the top of chat. Cooldown tracker, BCDM, better cooldown manager. Yep. Lobster Boat, are you formerly known as Lobster Go Pinch Pinch? Or is that like a neighbor? Is that like a friend? Sometimes people don't tell me when they change their names on Twitch, and then they just come back. They're like, yo, what's up, man? No? Okay, must be your cousin. Just another another undersea scuttler. Nah, I haven't messed around with any other add-ons, Alo, since I got back. No, I haven't really, I've just been trying to play catch-up, honestly. Yeah. I'm kind of leaning towards next season doing a UI revamp. It's kind of where I'm leaning right now. Maybe. We're just gonna play it nice and safe right now. I watched for when his Icebound Fortitude was gonna end. That way I could slam dunk the second pain stuff into him. Hey, what's up? Quit WoW. Feels nice to be free. Do you feel like you're visiting the prison after you got let out? Because you remember what happened. You remember what happened in Shawshank Redemption, all right? Like, I'm an institutional man. The outside just isn't right for me. I don't know, you're kind of taking a risk being here. Yeah. I mean, pretty soon you might be popping in my chat being like, well, what should I heal as? What might be fun? What sounds good to play? I'm saying, I've seen it happen. Did I get that 18? I did, Kev. We got it with a 1/6 of a second or something like that remaining. Or no, 0.6 seconds remaining. Yeah. You should make a nice comfy white room at my house. I need Blizzard to let me commission people to design my house for me with that export stuff. I need that to happen like right away. Because anything I make is gonna get like house mogged by the casual players, okay? By the not so casual players, I should say. I just need somebody to design it and give me a shopping list, a farming list to work with. And then we're cooking. Yeah. Your house into a rock quarry mine. Always knew you lived under a rock. Make Kala design it? Oh god. Like a mighty bug. You ever read, what is it, Franz Kafka's story about becoming a bug? You might enjoy it. What's it called? Metamorphosis or something? All my healers have been griefers as well. Troll the key and leave unpunished. How would you like to punish the healers who make a mistake? What if you could design WoW and you could just give those healers what they really deserve? Death. Okay, chill. Yo. Guillotine. Oh my god. Finishing my second house. It's wealth. For the third time. Too many pieces, styles, cool stuff getting. Changing your mind. I feel ya. I feel ya. Yo, Natty, thank you for the 6 months. Man down. I don't really feel like the Shaylun nerf did much. But like if you're spamming Shayluns, you don't have one stack of cloud, right? You have 0. Like if you're spamming the button over and over and over again, right? Oh. Man down. Nerf the spinning build. I wonder if they don't. Surely they know, right? Surely. Down and out. Oh no. Like I did. Try to get you in our 18AA, but the DK didn't want you? Yeah. What can you do? Hope you brick your key. Nah, it's all good, man. My IO is a little low. We'll get there. We'll rise through the ranks. We left? Oh, let's go. You didn't have to do that. Yes, protest for me. You don't invite me to your group. Leave. That's sweet. I appreciate it. You don't have to do that. Oh, he just wasn't inviting anyone. Oh, that's the worst, man. When you're waiting and they're trying to find like the perfect person. Eventually, you just gotta send it. Oh, thank goodness. Come on, come on, execute. Ugh. Now don't hit my guy. Oh, I actually do hit him. Yeah. W. Where are we going next, champ? On me? What did I do? Whoa, whoa. Dude, Shadowman still surprises me how much healing it does. Oh yeah, it might have been that they needed a Prez or Shaman. I hate it when groups don't list that they need a Lust, because I just like, my brain just fucking turns off and I don't even think about that. Yeah. Sit up like a little bit. There we go. I would really like a soak. Noish. I want them to soak for me this round because I have no defensive. And also, I need to play a little bit of catch up. I wish I could up using that. Honestly, we'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna paint set myself again. There we go. We are almost in execute range. And I got my defenses back. So I think we potion this. Maybe potion this and just backup soak. True, we got PI coming back. And we have Advantage coming back. Oh, we're big chillin'. Come on. Come on. There it is. Uh, 20%. Okay. I was looking at this. Oh, does it go away? Once he supernovas once, does he lose the buff? I didn't know that. I thought it was like all of them. I thought it was like for all time. Thank goodness he's got some RP here, because I got nothing for him. Just posted a video if you want to check out all the thoughts on the disc changes. It's pinned up at the top of chat, or it's on the YouTube. Spell's still borked. They're borked on Mythic, Aversian, and Chimeras. All the other stuff works. And that's because Blizzard specifically made those things private auras. Shielding Disc is back in M+, yeah. I would say for the average, like, key doer, doing lots of 10s and 12s, I would just run the shield build all the time. Don't know about high keys, because, like, maybe you would, but then you also still run into the mana problem. And the mana situation is not nice. You could get those juicy shields. Yeah, you can get like 50% shields with Wheel and Woe and Void Shields. It is still possible. If they execute. Oh, he's coming to beat his ass. He didn't spawn. Okay. Thank goodness. Nice. 16 is a drinking simulator for Holy Priest? Yeah. We need some sugar-crusted fish feasts for Holy Priest, man. Just instantly get your mana bar back. Alright, where's the gate? Where's the gate? Am I getting knocked back by that? Yes! Yes! No! 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 Bro! I can't even direct myself! Alright.
Only the strongest
I don't know.
survive.
I cannot double jump. It just doesn't let me. It doesn't let me. All right, don't worry. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Listen, everybody knows once you take a Warlock gateway, it's the responsibility of the Warlock to make it safe for you. You just blindly take that. You don't even look, okay? And if you die, it's their fault. Oh, now you're here, Coffee. I'm ready for the clips, huh? Execute. Get the snipe. All right. The only thing I'm good for. Otherwise, it's a useless husk. Cal hits those gates every time. Oh, I bet he does. I bet he does. Oh, someone asked before about healing blood decay. A lot of times you don't really have to do much,
Bluff
but
chick bluff chick bluff chick bluff chick bluff chick
When
bluff
they-
chick bluff chick bluff chick bluff chick bluff chick bluff.
Harry, thank you for the 77 months. A lot of times when you see them like walking into dangerous pulls, I just paint stuff them on the rip. Makes it so much easier. I'm gonna just double paint stuff him there. This is a little insane. Oh, I'm trying to snipe. Oh no, he's dead. Wait. I'm helping. We're gonna save you. Oh, we saved him. Dude, is the yo-yo machine. I guess that's how you heal blood decay. Yeah, I guess that's how. You just pray when they hit purg. Dude, props to him for, yeah, dude, if I didn't get all of those procs, I think our boy might have been dead. Oh, I missed the execute. No. I clip of that, nobody died?
As
Okay.
a BDK, I am happy to see healers keeping us alive in the panic zone.
I got you, bro. Darren, thank you for the 8 months, man. I'm doing my part for the team. I think the only person that didn't die is the tank. Why does it say we have 4 deaths when it says we have 2? It's weird. I think Holy Priest is really fun. Problem is mana and like party survivability. It's kind of, honestly, just hasn't really changed since beta. It's in the same old problems, you know? Come on, give me an execute. Give me an execute. Give me a 20% target. There we go. Again? It's okay, I have a Shadowmint. I had my death, and then oh, I think we had a death earlier from the hunter that didn't show up, I guess. It's weird. Use symbol of hope, yeah. Hunter twice, Warlock once, you once. What did the hunter die a second time at? He died once in the boss room of the first boss. Oh, both on boss. Okay, okay. Okay. Hunt of Execute's kind of playstyle. If I'd want that, I play League. Yep, I don't enjoy it either. You just gotta roll with it, I guess, in my case. Who's getting cast down? Not me? Wonderful. I'm hitting uppies. We will save you. We will save you no matter what. Oh yeah, we do have lust. Playstyle difference in playing the shield build. Better to use shield off CV for the haste buff or stacking penances. You don't really play around the haste buff at all. It's sort of a just extra benefit if... Yeah, borrow time is just like an extra benefit. It's not something you actively are really playing around, because the more you're just spamming shields on cooldown, the more likely you are to If anything, it would probably be better for you to... There we go. It would probably be better for you to like overcap on wheel and woe stacks a lot of times for mana. If it's not a massive need, if it's not an immediate need to shield somebody, and you don't have a void shield, then I would probably just hold on to those wheel and woe stacks until a time that actually matters, where you're forced to shield to heal somebody, or just wait until you get a void shield proc. Focus boss. Focus boss. Heck that guy. Yeah. Easy. Just out here saying words? Yeah, it's streaming. Yeah, huge shield. Very chill. Very, very chill. But otherwise, yeah, you don't really play around in the borrowed time. You still would like defensive penance for big healing moments. A lot of times people run Shadow Fiend still and try to find some execute targets for a little bit of mana. So they still have some tools. That is details. What did he say? 90% sure the healer is my Oshi. I don't know what that means. Yeah, details has a like end of dungeon thing. Where is it? Is it combat log? It's somewhere around here. It's raid tools. Yeah, I don't know where it is, but I don't know. End of M plus panel. There you go. Yeah. Oshi is Japanese for my idol or my favorite. Aw. Hell yeah. I've got 43% haste with a flask. Yeah. 43% with a flask on. I'm just trying to like really, really hard stack haste as much as I possibly can. You're happy to have over 30%? This shows you it's possible. Getting the ring. Actually, this isn't even the best ring, but I got the neck out of my vault last week. Not this week, but last week. And it's pretty helpful for getting lots of haste. If you're doing crit and verse, well, you're all set for Holy Priest, but Disc wants lots of haste, and then you can kind of go crit or mastery after that. Yeah. You can kind of go with either after that. Yep. All right. Tomorrow, I'm going to have a longer stream. I know for sure. I think all the meetings and all the stuff holding up the streams will be chill. Unfortunately, we also raid until like almost midnight. So it kind of like bumps back my schedule a bunch. But Thursday, yeah, tomorrow I'll probably be on at like 1 Central. And then Friday, hopefully we're back on at noon again. That's the goal. We got all kinds of new videos and everything like that. A lot of shorts we've been doing lately. Whether you're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube shorts, whatever shorts content you want. We have been posting so much lately, if that's your thing. You want to check it out. We did make a video as well talking about all the healer tuning changes. So that's on YouTube as well. I'm going to try to kill Lura at midnight, but we just had one night of prog. So I probably won't stream tonight for raid. I think I'm going to stream maybe Monday raid. We'll see. I kind of wanted to stream a lot more raid progression this season, but I was just like, been dealing with some shit. My brain is fried. So I'm almost back. We're almost full functioning again. We'll see there though. Yeah, they just did the Shadow Men because it goes in line with Flash Shield Avia. It's weird, but I kind of get why they did it. I wish they would have just given us more Flash Shield buffs, though. That would have been nice. That would have been nice. Anyway, dudes, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. I'll be back on stream tomorrow, like I said, around 1 p.m. or so, Central Time. All right? Take it easy.